Hello. Okay, we are almost like done with our album, so we're going to get started.
Hello.
Whoops. We're going to get started here. And I got everything cut out, so I will be giving you the measurements. That way, I won't keep you guys so long and we can do the cover. It'll be a little different. And where we left out, we did our waterfall. And so we are starting here on the back of page 4. See, 1, 2, yeah. And we'll just get her all finished. Kind of move some things out of the way, and especially the water so I don't spill it on my desk. And so this is where we are going to start on the back here with our big belly band. Take my little pieces out. So I'll just wait a few minutes. I know the notifications sometimes lag behind about sometimes 10 seconds. So I'll make sure those who are just now seeing it on Facebook and they can get caught up with us. Okay. So how is everyone doing? I'm freezing. It's been 60 degrees and today's raining, and but we need the rain, so that's good. And we're even supposed to have thunder, which wow, let's move into summer here. Hi, Terry. Let me get in the camera here. Okay. I want to show you the original, and I'll show you because remember I'm using a combination of the 8x8 and I'm using 12x12 because I just didn't want to break into another 8x8, and so that you can see the difference. They'll still work. Like I'm going to use this. This is the 12x12. This is the 8x8. So I'll be matting with the 12x12, but the 8x8 does give you, a little smaller graphics. But if you didn't have the 8x8, you probably wouldn't notice. So, and if you're going to give it as a gift, they're not going to notice. So I'll use that on my belly band. And then for the matting, I am using the 8x8 because I had some more of this left. So our page is the 6x7 3/4. Hi, Kim. And I did cut this down to 5 7/8 by 7 5/8. And then from the 8x8, I took this little, it's from our border strip. It's at the bottom of your cut aparts. Now this is the 12x12. This is the 8x8. So that's an inch. This is 1/2 inch. That's the difference in sizing from the 12x12 to the 8x8. And I am going to put that down here at the bottom just to kind of give it a little more pattern there. So once again, I already did cut my striped. I'm going to use the striped side at 5 7/8 by 7 5/8. So I'll go ahead and put that down on my page. Put those guys over for a minute. Spread the glue around, and then your page will stay nice and flat. Oh, yeah, I think we all kind of group with those. This was the one from the original. And this is where, let me come in camera. I used the combination icon, with I combined it with the simple stories that I show all throughout this album. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And first I'm going to go ahead and take my border strip from the cut apart sheet. And again, it's cut down to 5 7/8. Now it's going to sit at the bottom. Whoops. Fell right out of my fingers. Okay. Excuse me. Our belly band that we created was 6 by 4.5, and we did that early on. And it just sits in the middle of the page. All we're going to do is glue the top and the bottom. Whoops, let's center it a little better here. And that will slide through nicely. And you can also slide a few more through if you like. What I'm going to do is oh, here it is. Let's put this down first. So this, like I said in the beginning, if you're just now getting on, this is from the 12 by 12. My original one was from the 8 by 8. This is 4 3/8 by 5 7/8. And yes, I just noticed Tiffany posted, so I am using, the craft paper bag. Artisan, we had it, I want to say not last year, but the year before, and then they didn't make it. They're making it now. And if you watch the video all the way through, I mean, it's 80 pounds, but it feels so much stiffer. I had some problems because it is not a linen, just so you know, if you do use it, I want you to be aware of that. Now for our little slide through that we created. So this is the Simple Stories. And it came out last year the linen market, but I still want to use it. So this was a 12 by 12 sheet. And I don't have any more of this plaid. I'm liking it for the book, but on the cover, you have, so I think we talked about that. On this cover, when you make your spine, this is one paper, you're going to want to find your grain. And you need to turn it before you wrap it or before you even cut it. If you do that, you're going to be fine. You're going to love it. I did not. And so this is a smaller, we talked about that, I think, in the first one. It won't really crack here, but it did here because of the way I bent it. So do look for your grain on this. It'll bend easier. One side, see, that's stiffer. So make sure your spine is sitting here on the grained pieces. That will bend easier. And I think you're going to like it just fine. I do like it if you're going for that rustic. I wanted the really out, you know, the look of old fashioned, but here it is with the red. Okay. I have to say, I love the red. I really love the red with this and the navy blue. And I mean, I do like that. So it's just kind of two different looks. And I was kind of going more rugged with this one and wanted to try it out. We had just got it in when I started the tutorial. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's fine. You just have to kind of work it different. In my linen market, I don't have any more plaid, but I had this sheet. So I do want to use it. So I cut it, and I'll give you the measurements to fit here. See, I did use it throughout. One thing I really like about is the graft, because then, especially if this is going to be like a baby book, she could put in the months or whatever and the weight. So I thought that'd be cute, because this would be a cute baby book too. So let me give you the measurements, and I cut 4 pieces. So whatever you want to cut, it's 4 1/8 by 4 7/8. Yeah, like Tiffany just said, you do need to score it more, a little more, but you do need to find that grain when it comes to your spine. That was the only thing. And for building boxes, it's really cool. It looks nice for boxes because it looks like the boxes. So I'm going to put the graft with the graphic here on the front and back. Tell you, it's been a busy crafting day. How about you guys? I finished 3 projects for our events and photographs. So we are having a busy crafty day, but those are good days. And sometimes it's really nice if there's a paper collection, the color palette will work. It's kind of nice to break it up, I think. And I think that's kind of the in style right now. You know, things kind of come in style and go out of style. Just like layouts are coming back in style. And I've been doing a ton of those. Haven't done those in years. Hi, Bev. So on the inside, then I will put the graph. Now, if I wasn't using the linen market from Simple Stories, I would just put white, the whipped cream white, because this isn't a white. So I'd put the whipped cream white on the inside here, because then you can journal or photo mat, either one. Okay, on this one, that was taken, if you remember, from Pooh. And I really don't have any more of that. Oh, oh, that would be fun in the baseball. Have you been working on a baseball dugout all day or a baseball dugout project? Either one would be fun. Okay, I did get out my poo earlier. But I didn't grab those. Did not grab for some reason. I guess what I had left. I'm not gonna dig for them. I don't have them. So let's see here. If there's anything from, oh, here we go, Linen Market. So that's what I got left. I don't have any more of the banners, and it doesn't look like there's any banners here, because the banners were really cute. We don't want it to get too much in the way of our, so these are the foam from Linen Market. Days like these, I'm going to use this instead. I'm going to grab a bee too. So this was a great opportunity to put that down there. But because, look how, I was going to say, look how well this goes with this paper, but it's from the same line. Oh, Lordy, ignore me. Okay, so I'm going to use the foam here. We'll hold off on a little bee. That goes in my other way. So right here, I am going to put one of the little bees from Pooh. I'll have him dive bombing there. 3-inch bats. Then I'm going to put this here. And even though it does covers our little guys, I'm going to grab a word. The original one, I was able to use the smile on Pooh because it was left over. So that was good. And these are just too big. And they are the wrong color. Well, I'm totally lost. Tiffany, what are you guys talking about? 3-inch bats. First, you were talking about the dugouts. Are you guys talking about baseball dugouts paper? I'm being nosy. After all, I mean, you are talking about it, so I'm being nosy here. Let's see here. Oh, but it is blue. The word hello would be cute. Well, I know. If you guys are going to have a conversation in front of me, no, I'm kidding. My mother would say, mind your own business, right? Just kidding. But you are having a good conversation there. Oh, I think hello looks good in the blue because it is a different blue. And it adds some chunkiness. That's also coming. You know, I think the chunkiness that we're seeing in our albums is coming back more than the pop-ups and stuff. That's just my opinion. Pop-ups are fun and great, but for some reason now we're kind of moving towards give me that chunkiness, if you know what I mean. We go in phases. So that is done. Simple as that. Put our little card in. I wanted it to be on the top there, so it is layered, chunky, like that. So here we have our pocket. And there's the other one. So we want some ribbon. This is the one that I used my 12 by 12. And if you have your 8 by 8, you'll just have to cut it different. I'm going to cut it from the 8 by 8. This was left over, so I'll do the same thing and just use my pieces. So if you have a rounding punch, I'm going to use that. And I use the thick because I like to go through both, all of it, matting and cardstock. So we're going to mat all this first. Okay. That's the cover from the 12 by 12. That's my pocket, which we still have to make. And I did cut my pieces of cardstock. We don't need that one. So I'll set those aside. So let's go ahead and create the pocket. And we didn't put our pocket down yet, because if you wanted to punch out that thumb hole, then you wanted to wait before you put it down, because we want to mat it first. But we did check the sizing. I think it was in video 2. Okay. Do you know, good evening. So I was watching the in our retailers group with Simple Stories. They've been going through and showing the new releases that they're showing you guys. And I really was expecting them to come out with another storybook, but they didn't. So I was kind of disappointed there. I do hope that they get more of the Pooh in, the classic Pooh. And I do hope they keep it in stock, because that would be nice. Okay, what we want here, either from your 8 by 8 or 12 by 12. And this one is from the 12 by 12, so they'll both work. And it is 3 7/8 by 7 5/8. Hi, Rhonda. I don't let them, I don't let them dilate my eyes. No way. They use that OptiMap machine. No dilation. I will not do it. 3 7/8 by 7 5/8. Now it is directional. So if you aren't going to go directional, you're good, but it is vertical. So our pocket is going this way. We'll put our matting down, and then we're going to cut our thumb hole out. I had my eyes dilated once, and that was enough. Besides, with the other technology, ain't going to do it. Because I'm like you, Rhonda. I get the headache and the blindness. I just hate it. Okay, so we want to find the center. And, 7 5/8 is kind of hard to find your center. So we're just going to go with 7 1/2, which is 3 3/4. That one's easy, and you could just kind of go a notch over, and then it would be perfectly in the center. But 3 3/4 is pretty close. Yeah, 3 3/4 is 7 1/2. Okay. Oh, I don't care if it'd been 20 years. I tell them to use the OptiMap. See, I go through and I mark. And if you notice, if you have these punches from Fiskars, you're going to notice there is a center marked on the metal here, but then I just go here, not on the sides, and then I just kind of mark my sides where I want it to go each time when I'm doing a thumb hole with my permanent marker. But there is a center kind of in the metal itself, and then I just line those up. Yeah, mark those babies, and then you're always set to go. Right through both layers. We can put this down in our book. My belly band off there. But I want ribbon. I always cut it too long, but I'm going to cut it 2 pieces at 12. And then I'll kind of use my center here again, and that's where I'm going to pop down my ribbon. And I brought home my square foam dots. I'm so happy. I'm just going to put one of those in the center. Well, it was supposed to be in the center. There we go. So I want it to go over the top. Then we can add our adhesive right on top. I thought I put that down. I'll have to cut a new one. That's okay. Did I do it over there? Yeah. Use my belly band here since it was handy for the back. No, we need our ruler. Okay. Just making sure my corners are open. Then we want to put the top on. This is where I'm going to use my friends, but I already cut from the 8x8. We'll go ahead and mat the back really quick. 3 7/8 by 7 5/8. And I'm using the red plaid. That way it's not directional and I don't have to worry. Thank you, Kim. Okay. Now you can't do this with the 8x8, and I'll tell you what. You'll see why in a minute. When we do the other side, I'll show you. Don't skip this part if you're using glue. Trust me. It just lays so much nicer. Okay, your 8x8 is not long enough because this was put at the bottom. Okay. Now this is going to be the same size. 7 5/8 is my height. 3 7/8 is my width. And when I saw, I'm like, I can't let that go to waste. We're going to put this in our cutter. Oh, we cannot forget the ribbon. I'm telling myself that right now. And I'm going to go ahead and, what I'm going to do is cut this at 4 all the way down, because you can use these. The reason I cut it at 4, I wanted to see that it was symmetrical somewhat, and this side doesn't have as much as the cream. So now I will cut the 7/8. So I'll go 3 7/8. Take a little bit of that off and even that up more, so it looks more centered. Then we don't need this at the bottom, so I'll put this in my cutter at 7 5/8. Like I said, you can't do this with your 8x8. But then this side, you can mat this down and stamp, because it's the cotton vellum, so it's very nice. So that will be the pocket. Before I do my corners, we want to get the placement of our ribbon. Lay that up there. And let me bring this around here. Since I'm a little off, whoops. That make the mark on this side, because that's where we want to put our ribbon. Or you can just lay down a piece of score tape, but this makes it so much easier. Okay. Get it off there. Okay. We'll mat the inside here in just a moment. Try to clean up the glue from everywhere. Okay, oops. Round your corners if you need to. For a minute there, I thought I rounded the wrong sides, and I was going to be like, oh, darn it. but I didn't. Okay, we're fine. Okay. Oh, I know, and it's cute, huh? That cover sheet. Okay, now for the inside, I did just use the white whipped cream. Because I have this piece. And I just want to go past the thumb hole, so I don't need it to be very big. So I'll cut mine 3 by 7 5/8. This is almost the same. It's just the whipped cream instead of the white vellum as our paper there. Okay, we'll cut that at 7 5/8. And then you can go back if you want to make tags. I like this for loose photos. I always like to have a place to pop those photos until I am ready to put them down into the album. And a nice big pocket with the cover, or just a nice big pocket, is what I use. And then if you want to make mats later, or however you want to use that, or like keepsakes. Okay, we can tie that shut. I should have taken my ribbon up just a hair from the friends. That's okay. I need to cut one of our strips. I guess I did not keep. I could have swore we did that on the last video. Let's go ahead and cut almost a half inch, if you remember. And then this one is 7 and our pages are 7 3/4, so this should be 7 5/8. And you know what? I did this to fit our 8 by 8 paper. I'm not ever doing a 7 3/4 inch again, because I get so turned around with my measurements, because it's just not a usual. But I'm like, when I started this, I really just wanted to make sure we could use our 8 by 8s. Then I made some other projects and ended up not having enough 8 by 8. So it is a good size, though. It really is for a gift or just for yourself. So let's put our strip down, and I think that's our last one. Okay, let's do this back page. This is our belly band, and I won't do this part. Let me show you. So these were just leftovers that I had from the cut aparts that came with the linen market. So I used them to kind of look like they were just, well, they're just hanging over. That's how they look, right? So you can just put a big photo mat in there. That's too big. But you can do a photo mat, or you can do any of the cut aparts also with this collection. And you can pop them over that, or you can just have them flat. And I did use, from the 12 by 12, I used that at the bottom of your cut aparts, that border strip. So just let me tie this back up. And I don't remember how I had it, so I'll do it later. I'll have to go back and look at my own photos. And then we'll do the corner pocket, and then we'll play with the cover. That's going to be the fun part. Okay, so again for the page, 5 7/8 by 7 5/8. But now I want to just kind of put my book aside. We're going to do the belly band. Let me show you. So you can score it. We're going to score it on both ends, but I do wrap it around my cardstock. This one is thicker. Oh yeah, Bobby, you can, yeah. With a 12 by 12, you'll have plenty. So I'm just going to score it at 6 1/2 and 1/2. It is heavier. It feels heavier even though it's not. And then the cardstock's 1/8 of an inch shorter in width on the sides. So that gives your belly band some room to have, so it's not super tight. So I'm going to place it about in the middle. One slide for me. There we go. No, that's not straight. So you want to get it straight. Or you can do your belly band the other way and put it down on your page. Where you put one end here, and then you'll slide your matting through. I like it this way. I don't like to slide this big matting down underneath there because, okay, you use score tape, it's going to get stuck somewhere it's not supposed to. You use glue, you're going to get glue all over the page. So you're kind of, if you do and if you don't, right? This way, I don't have any of those problems. I just pop that baby on after. And then my belly band's in place, my matting's in place, and I don't have to fight it. Make sure everything's down. So I wanted the words, but I had to cut off some of the little guy here, but he still showed. And we're going to cut it to 1 3/8 and 5 7/8. Also, before I cut it, I want to make sure of my wording. What do I want showing? This would give me be the kind of friend. And if I have be the kind of friend down here by my 5 7/8, it's going to cut it more in the center. This other way was going to cut it in the middle of one of these. So that's, I chose to start with be the kind of friend. And then we're going to cut it at 1 3/8. And you will see Andy's head. You just cut off some, you just cut his body off. So it looks like he's just kind of looking up over the top of the band down there at the bottom. And if I was doing this again, I'd make my belly band bigger. That would be the smart thing to do, but I didn't. So you can make your belly band bigger. So this is going to be 2 inches. So I'd make your belly band 2 1/8 if you just want the whole thing to fit. And that would just be a little bit wider, but not much. Or make it smaller so just the words show. Okay, for this one, whether using the 8 by 8 or 12 by 12, we do need 2. Let me get this out. Okay, if you're using the 8 by 8, you're going to need to double mat this because the 8 by 8 won't quite fit. Because the book, it'll fit on the width, but the length it won't, because our book is longer than 8. So I did double mat. I'm using the 12 by 12, so I don't have to do that. But whether you're doing 8 by 8 or 12 by 12, you're going to want 2 sheets of cardstock, because after I cut, see, this isn't big enough, so you're going to need 2 of that one in full sheets to fit our pocket, or use a different one. So this is going to be 6 3/8 by 8 1/8. So if you're doing the double matting, cut your solid cardstock, the white or the whipped cream or whatever you want, or anything you have on hand, you would cut it this width, 6 3/8 by 8 1/8. I keep going out of camera. And then you would cut the top piece, which is your matted paper. Let me give you that measurement. So now your top piece is going to be 6 1/8, and you're going to leave it at 7 7/8. So 7 7/8 and 6 1. Sorry, no, sorry. Yeah, 6 1/8. 6 1/8 by 7 7/8. That's why your 8 by 8 would work. Now I don't have to double mat since I'm using my 12 by 12. And that's going to go the same when you do the front cover. Okay, let me turn it this way so I can get down in the pocket without getting glue all over everything. Oh, hi. Thank you. Oh, well, it's not a kit, so you can also do it with any cardstock you want. That's the awesome thing about the tutorials. You use any cardstock pattern paper that you have in your stash. If you like the design of the album. Okay, so if you want to cut a square piece first, you can do that. And you're going to cut a piece of your pattern paper that is going to be 6 inches by 7 inches. So if you want to cut this at 6, you can. Or you can pop it down. You can just pop it down in here. Match it up with your matting. And then just trace around. Okay. So the choice is yours. Or you can just first cut it down to 6. What I'm trying to do here is line it up to the matting on that outside edge and at the bottom, if it will go. If not, close is good enough. And then I'm going to cut inside my pencil mark. It's getting pretty windy out there. So long, I'm going to have to cut it so I can get my angle. We'll check our fit. Wow, that never happens the first time. Usually there's some trimming to do. Oh, Cheryl, that's going to be gorgeous. Oh, I have to see that one. Okay, it's cut apart time. For my 12 by 12, I'm going to use the library book card. If you're using your 8 by 8, you might want to go with one that's a little bit bigger, but but we already used those. Now on this one, I had the leftover because I used it in the Pooh album, and I don't have any more, but I will get something here across the top. I know I've got some more in a bin. I just I just didn't go get it out. I'm going to put this down in that left-hand corner just so I can have a journaling spot there, which is a good place to put dates or notes. Whoops. And then I used this cut apart in there. And again, just the scraps that had been left over from the pieces that I used. So use up those scraps and then you'll have them and I was going to use Isn't it amazing how quick everything just gets buried when you're working with it? There it is. So this was left over. Remember we cut that for that little booklet. And take the border strip off. And it is kind of cute because it's got like a packing list. And we always took Raggedy Ann and Andy to Grandma's, right, to stay overnight. So I'm just going to score it 4 and 8. And so it's got the cute little packing list in there. Just score it 4 and 8. And then we'll just fold that up. I'd put it in this pocket, but I think I'll just stick it in this one. Kind of short, but yeah, that's too short. Let's find another pocket to put it in for safekeeping because I still have to finish those two. So we are now done officially with the inside. And then, of course, as I add more photo mats and different things, it will definitely get thicker and thicker. So let's hop on over to here. Let me tie this shut. We're going to start with the back cover. And the reason I got into my, like I told you guys, this linen market was because Betty was in our store and she was putting it together with this for junk journals. I'm like, oh my goodness. But also because I had to use, again, you're going to have to double mat if you're using the 8x8, just like we did for the inside, because our cover's bigger. So it'll be that 8 1/8 by 6 3/8. So 6 3/8 would be my bottom mat, and then 6 1/8 by 8, or 7 7/8. You could leave it. And so that's with the 8x8. There's no problems there. But because I'm not using, whoops, an 8x8, let me show you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this one. I'm not going to use the linen market. I was going to use a different one, but I just didn't like it as well. So I'm going to use this on the back from the collection. And it measures 6 3/8 by 8 1/8. So remember, that's what you're going to do, the double matting. I needed to make sure I'm not upside down here or backwards. And if you're not doing any double matting and you're using a 12 by 12, that's what you'll do. And also that's why I grabbed that 12 by 12 linen market. So you'll just have to double mat if you're using your 8x8. Now I think it looks really good with this. It looks good with the red too, though. You could even use our baby blue with it. You could use gray, so many colors. Now for my center, I'm trying to figure, oh, I know what that is. Okay. I used blue. I used the blue on the side, but this time I just didn't want to cut another one. And I'm going to have to double mat because this did come from, I think, the 8x8. No, I don't. It was a scrap. And sometimes scraps are the best things, right? This is the linen, not the linen. Well, the vellum, sorry. Whipped cream vellum. There's too many names. And it's 2 3/4 by 8 1/8. My top matting is a hair over 2 1/8 or 2 1/2. I didn't quite go to 2 5/8, and then 7 7/8. And the red or the blue, it's all going to look great. Sometimes I like to do them different. Hey, it's snowing now. Well, it won't last. Springtime snow in Utah. Wow, I don't have one single dog down here. That's really weird. They must be all cuddled up in their blankets upstairs. Oh yeah, it's snowing. Okay. In the center. Oh, there it is. Couldn't find it a second ago. And so that is done there. Now we're going to do our cover. I have to do mine different. Let me get my pieces and parts. So I am going to do a double matting because the 8x8 just, it really looks really good on here. The buttons are, smaller, but I don't have one anymore. I'm not going to cut into just one sheet. So I am going to do the double matting, which is 6 3/8 by 8 1/8. Is that right? 6 3, yeah, by 8 1/8. Now I did cut from the 12 by 12. Let me show you. So I cut my matting piece and I cut it 6. So from my 8x8, 6 by 7 3/4. But what I did is I cut my buttons off and then I just trimmed them to be kind of symmetrical. And I'm going to do it this way. And then I'll have friends right there, flowers, and I like it. It's okay. I mean, Raglan Andy, of course, is a lot bigger. I'm still going to do the flowers. But see, the size difference. I always like to show you guys so that you can kind of get an idea which paper to use. Now this is going to go down on my matting first. I'm not going to try and do it on the book or I'll mess it up. Oh, it is snowing hard. Only thing about that is if they get up at night and go outside because they have a dog door, yeah, they jump on the bed and they're wet. Then we have to take the towel, dry them off, and even change the sheets sometimes. And I'm not looking forward to that. That's what we get for having 60-degree weather this week. Now you could also punch a border and kind of have it hanging down there. That'd be cute. So let's try it. This was the other piece left when I cut this. Let's see what that will look like. I need to get another border punch out because I'm using this one on everything. It's a little tricky. There we go. Oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah, I think I'll add that. Then we'll put friends. And then if that's too much blue, let's try something. There it is. So I'm just going to cut a 1/4 inch. This is the red. And six inches. Yep, that needs to be up there to kind of break up the blue. So it's just a 1/4 inch to make it look like a piece of ribbon. Well, hello, Sheila. Okay. I don't know now if I like that. I think it's too big. I have this together. That's from the chipboard from, I think. Yeah, I know it's snowing. Do you have a towel for the dogs? Oh, I need to put this on the book. I like together better. A towel for the dogs if they go out. So this is the Friends chipboard that I used on the original, but I'm going to use together because it fits better. Because I did it different. But I like this one a lot. Okay. Okay. This chipboard. Cute. All right, we're going to get flowers. And these are the same ones that I used from Prima. And that was from their new Return to Wonderland. Let's get the glue gun on. I made sure it was good and charged. So I don't have the flower I used on the side. So I'm going to use some of the bees that are in this one from the no, it just doesn't go. So let's go with Life is Good. No, maybe not. I can't decide. Because I use flowers from Pooh. Yeah, I think I'll put that on the side. Oh, that flower made it pop? The watercolor floral. Oh, let me get this more centered. That'll be on the side. So that's cute. Okay, let's work on our flowers. Because the cover's not very big. And then, oh, these are together. I pulled the other ones apart, but I think I'm going to keep these together because there are, I mean, your flowers don't have to be the exact match. Yes, we're going to need this. Oh, right there. That would have been cute. Yes. Oh, these aren't my wire cutter ones. Whoops. Hold on. I need my cutters because I don't want to use my scissors on that. These will work just fine. I got these really cool ones from Charisse at Christmas. And they are really good. So I cut off that long stem. See, these might be, let's just bend these forward a little bit. So you can kind of see the difference with the little, they're bigger, so we are going to be doing some covering here. And I used a combination of both. And I'd have to look to see if we still, what we have in stock, because they sure did run out fast. I'll use him for last. So let's take one of the roses. Let's kind of separate these. They're not going to go back down the same way, so I don't know why. But I get the idea of kind of what I want. I think they go on better anyway. Let's get some red in there. And if you want, you can watch Tiffany. She pulls them apart. So I don't think I'll have quite the cluster of flowers that I did on this one, because there was kind of more room to build up on. But we'll see, because it always goes down different, always. I'm going to start here with the back. Oh, let's pull out these leaves. Okay. Oh, I waited too long. It will shut off by itself. Oh, yeah, I think that brought it together, Terry. It just was too much blue, but love the blue. Blue is making a big comeback. I go on to the main leaf here. Leave these guys loose. Like I said, they'll never go back on. It never goes back on the same way. Now we can kind of move things around. Oh, there we go. See, now we can get that red in there. I'm going to kind of do it a Tiffany style because I don't want it that big. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you, Tiffany. But don't throw this away, because see, then you could always take, if I had some little flowers, you could always put it on there and bring some red in there. So don't ever get rid of those. But let's see here. I like how she pulls hers apart. Okay, I love this glue gun. I've had some customers, though, that they didn't, and they said it wouldn't work. Now, see, when you bend it up like that, it changes, because I don't want the flowers flat. You have to wait. It's self-feeding. You can't force it. You can't make it work. Oh, yeah, and put the gems inside, by Tiffany saying. I love it because, see, I don't get burnt, and then I don't have to swear on camera, because it has to be child friendly here. But I love it. When you get it, you have to be patient. It's, like I said, it's self-feeding. There's an old video I did, self-feeding, and you can't just push this in. And see, and I can't push it and make it go. Oh, I just pushed the button. That's why. You can't make it go. You have to let it, and you can hear that. Okay, I'm going to lift this up just a hair. We're going to pop a white one under there. So what I'm doing is just kind of making a flower garden. I'm making a mess. What can I say? Now, good little. Let's grab some of these. And my poo. Let's see, we've got some, oh, I do have some more bumblebees from poo. And then what's nice, it does shut off. And then I just use my cell phone cord. It does come with a cord, but it's short. I use my cord and you just charge it. And it stays on my desk. And I do love it. So let's see here. Another bumblebee. I'll bring him over. No, I won't. I think I'll use the smaller bumblebee. You know what I think would be fun, though, is to take Raggedy Ann and Andy. Well, what am I doing that for? To take Raggedy Ann and Andy and do a book with Pooh. And I've got some other storybooks lines, and I think it'd be really cute to do it with that. My Little Red Riding Hood, even though, I mean, there's some that's not scary. Some of those papers are scary, but we wanted it to be grown up. And I think it'd be fun to do a storybook album kind of thing. Okay, I want some hearts, but I don't want yellow hearts. Here we go. There's a red one. So using all these other collections kind of got me thinking, how fun would that be? Let's put a heart down here in that spot. And do we have a blue one? We have a blue plaid. Because I just want it to be a little bit noticeable right there. I want another leaf. Because it needs to be over here. Perfect. And this glue gun, Monica, oh my gosh, it's so easy to take with us. I will have it on the cruise. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I will bring it on the cruise with me because it's so easy to bring. Okay, pay attention there a little bit. See, and then we'll keep those, and like Tiffany said, just put jewels in the center, and you've got yourself some smaller flowers. I think that's enough. I just wanted a little bit on the side, and I could keep going, but see, and then I just turn it off, plug it in before I go upstairs. It lasts, though. It'll go for about 7 days between charges. And then, okay, we are done. 2 different covers. That's the 8x8. So your print is a little more, well, it's smaller. So 12x12. I'm just trying to decide. It doesn't need another flower. No, it doesn't. And we're done. Just got some finishing work on mine to do. But the walkthrough on the original one is on, it's here on my YouTube. Now let me tell you guys something. On my YouTube, when you go to videos, make sure you go to the live tab at the top. My videos are all live. I've got older ones that you can go into that aren't, that they were recorded, but I won't do recording. I have too much trouble. I don't know why. But go into the live and I do the walkthrough, or as you're following the tutorial, I do show what papers we're using. Get into your stashes and do like, forage through there and see what you've got. I wish I could remember how on earth I did this. Forage through and see what you have that will match. And then be sure to show us over on Scrapbookers so that we can see how you are putting your papers together. And I know Tiffany is big on that. So she does a lot of putting different collections together, her and Betty in our store. So thanks for joining. And I hope that you guys are having fun making this album. Make it with different papers. Don't just, you don't have to use this one. But if you are local and you're coming to the store, you're going to see this in the store. And then you're also soon going to see the junk journal Betty's doing in our store for this one. So hopefully that will be out here in a couple of weeks. Greg, thanks for watching. I have no little ones. You know what, Jerry? I don't care. I don't either. I'll put my dogs in there. No, I just love it. It's just going to be cute to sit on the shelf. Oh, smash them up, Tiffany says. That's what you do. You smash up those papers. They do not have to be from the same line. They just need to be somewhat of the same color palette, I think. But then you look how chunky, like we were talking about, chunky albums are in. And I just love the chunky. So we'll see you, I don't know yet, with more tutorials. I know Tiffany's gotten on me. Are you going to make what are we doing next? You got to get that schedule. I don't know. But I will have one for you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.